Good evening. Welcome to the Comic Book Shop of Doom. I'm your host. This is the nightly news for Friday, July 17th, 2020. This video is not for children, so if you're under 13, get your parents' permission to watch this video. I don't need a $40,000 fine from COPA, YouTube, or the government. Okay, here's your nightly news where we cover comic books, movies, pro wrestling, and everything good. Okay, there's 2 deaths. RIP to both of them. Ronald Schwary, 76. He was a producer on the movie Ordinary People. And then Galen Gorge, 55. She was an actress on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So condolences to both people's friends and family. Okay, Apple TV has ordered a straight-to-series reboot, When Heroes Fly, from the Locker Room's Mark Bowl. Silk is going to be in Into the Spider-Verse Part 2. Peacock, the streaming service, has a Nicolas Cage section, and that's because he's one of the most popular actors around the world. He pumps out enough B movies that all of his movies get theatrical releases in foreign countries, and he's popular overseas. So all those B movies and you see on video on demand here and at Walmart in a video bin that Nicolas Cage does, they go to the theater overseas in the third world. So he's a popular actor around the world. Okay, Famke Janssen said that she would like to join the MCU as Jean Grey again, so she's up for coming back for that role. Okay, UCP, which is Universal Cable Productions, it's a production company owned by Universal / Comcast. They're starting a comic book company, UCP Graphic, and they're going to publish a book by Grant Morrison, Protector Valley Road. But here's the gimmick. They're going through Boom Studios, so they're not going to publish the book themselves. They're getting help. They want to do books that they could use as on platforms like TV shows, movies, video games, all of that. So another launch thing, a launch pad for other venues. Okay, the movie Tenet, get this one. It needs $800 million to break even. So that thing had to cost like two to 300 million. So it needs 3 times its amount with you add in marketing and all that. Okay, Netflix has an animated movie by Richard Linklater. It's one of those rotoscope movies, so it's animation over filmed. It's called Apollo 10 and a Half, A Space Age Adventure. It takes place in 1969 in Austin, Texas. So that's where he's from, and it's a space movie. So it's rotoscope, just like Scanner Darkly. Okay, Noah Centino joins the cast of Black Adam as the Atom Smasher. So the Rock's movie where they're going to try to make a villain, an anti-hero. The Black Adam, he blew up a city, killing 20 million people in the comics, and now all of a sudden he's supposed to be a good guy. These guys don't read the fucking source material of what they're adapting. Okay, the New Mutants is going to have a movie panel at Comic Con at Home, which has taken the place of the San Diego Comic Con. Okay, Indivisible is a video game. It's going to be a TV show for Peacock. Falcon and the Winter Soldier may miss its August premiere date on Disney Plus, so people are looking at the schedule and it hasn't shown up yet, so they're thinking it might be delayed. Okay, the Chucky TV series that's going to be on Sci-Fi, from Child's Play, they have a trailer out, so you can see that on YouTube. Rob Liefeld thinks that Cable can carry his own franchise, that he doesn't need Deadpool to carry him in a movie. And Rob Liefeld also thinks that we're not going to ever see Deadpool 3. And you know why he's very vocal about this stuff now? He gets a check every time those movies come out. So if those things make big money, Rob Liefeld gets probably $1 million plus check each one. So he doesn't need the money, but he wants the money. So that's why he's going to push all these things that he created 30 years ago that Marvel owns. Okay, analysts suspect movie theaters to be closed until mid-2021. Now, I went to the movie theater on Tuesday. I saw a screening of The Empire Strikes Back at Imagine. It's a movie chain out of Wisconsin, but they have a branch here at a theater in Frankfort, Illinois. It's an old Dominic's that they rehabbed, and it was a $5 screening, and there was about 20 people in the show, and the computer spaced everybody out, and they would ask you, is those seats okay? And since I was one of the first ones to get a seat, I was like, yeah, that's cool. But I could very highly doubt that the movie theaters are going to last if they have to do this. There's not going to be enough room and people to be, they ain't gonna make any money. If you can only fit 20 people in a movie theater, and it's because of the social distancing rules, it ain't gonna work. Okay, Reed Hastings from Netflix, he wants you to go from hit to hit to hit instead of once in a while you might get a Hamilton. So that's a subtle knock on Disney Plus. He was also made co-CEO of Netflix, and Netflix is one of the businesses that you don't know is going bankrupt because everything they bring in goes out to pay for the programming that they have, and there's no profit. So they keep saying, "Oh, look, we got all these people signed up for our streaming service, but they're not making any money." And they keep taking out loans to do more programming, and it keeps snowballing. And they're going to have a big ass write off one day, a bankruptcy, or somebody's going to buy them and absorb the debt or pay it off. So it's one of those businesses that you can look it up. It's one of the businesses you don't know is going bankrupt. Same with Amazon. Everything they bring in goes out to keep expanding and expanding. They never hit the plateau where they're like, okay, we're as big as we're going to be. Let's just maintain this. These guys want to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay, there's going to be drive-in esport arenas in 4 cities: Louisville, Kentucky, Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, El Paso, Texas, and Laredo, Texas. So they're going to have these huge buildings you could drive in and watch people on the screen playing video games. Marvel Masterpiece trading cards return from Upper Deck. There's going to be a Dune prequel comic from Boom Studios called House Atreides. Marvel Strike Force is canceled with issue number 9. Okay, Hayden Christensen has signed on to do a few episodes of the Kenobi series that's going to be on Disney Plus. So the only thing I can figure is Vader flashbacks or dream sequences, because he's not supposed to know that Ben Kenobi's on Tatooine. So how are they going to do that? The only thing I can figure is flashback scenes, dreams, stuff like that. Okay, your wrestling news for Friday, July 17th. Jeff Hardy's DUI case has been pushed back to September 28th because of COVID-19. Colt Cabana did an interview and he said that 50% pay cut he took when he signed with WWE, hoping he would make it up later, and he never did. His 6 appearances on TV as Scotty Goldman. Charlotte Flair is in talks for a scripted TV series on a major network. Okay, Diamante from the Latin American Exchange, she was in the crowd at AEW Dynamite. The Rascals have an open challenge at Slammiversary for another tag team. So that's just right for somebody from WWE coming in. So is it going to be the Good Brothers or the Ascension or somebody like that? The Ascension is going to be called the Awakening. So we'll see on Sunday the 18th who comes in and answers the challenge for the Rascals. Okay, Tony Khan told Orange Cassidy to hold back his wrestling ability at first, to not give it away. So they wanted to get that slacker gimmick over. And it worked because a lot of people hated that guy. And now that they see that he can work, I think people ate their words. Okay, Henry Cejudo talked to AEW about a pay-per-view appearance. So he's a UFC guy that just retired. Mick Foley did an interview saying that Vince McMahon was adamant about never signing him to a deal. He didn't like his look, and Jim Ross kept pushing for Mick Foley to come in, and finally in 1995 he says, all right, we'll bring him in, but put a mask on him. And the mask that Mankind wore was originally designed for The Undertaker when he broke his eye socket when Mabel jumped on him. And so that was a castaway mask that they gave him to cover him up. So Vince McMahon doesn't like the way that Mick Foley looked. Okay, Bobby Fulton announced today that his official retirement from pro wrestling. So he's 59. and he just got over a spell with cancer. So speedy recovery to him. Okay, there was a rumor. Basically, Raven started this on a Hannibal Shoot interview. He said that he heard that through the grapevine that Billy Corgan was he was mad at the wrestling business and he was going to shut down NWA. And he said that he was just aggravated with everything that went down. And then there was an article today about the low pay that they offered some guys. Zicky Dice, they were offering him $250 a month to sign a deal. And then Ricky Starks, they offered him $250 a week to start a deal. And then when Dave Lagana, that was the guy I couldn't remember. I did a video on this, the death of the NWA. Is it going to die? So that's a separate video. You can look for it on YouTube here, Comic Book Shop at Doom. So anyway, when Dave Lagana was the vice president and he left, they were thinking of replacing him with Nick Aldis. But Nick Aldis doesn't have video production skills. So that kind of went out the window. But Billy Corgan is denying that he's going to shut down the NWA. Two people that are working for him, Allison Kay is going to continue working there, and then Thunder Rosa is under a deal, but they're not telling you how much she's making. So Billy Corgan says that it's all BS, that Raven said that he heard that they're going to shut it down. You know what I think? I think Raven is angling for the Booker job. So he has the experience to do what Dave Lagana did. He used to do it in WWE when he was Scotty Flamingo. He worked in the office. So that's what I think. He's trying to get a job working for him. We'll see. We'll see what happens, and we'll see if they bring it back. Everybody have a good night.